Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, this is Hopi Living in the City, where we focus on everything from traveling up to the Hopi Nation to working on our vehicles. If you are not new here, welcome back and thank you for your support and for subscribing to this channel. Without you, we wouldn't go anywhere. So thank you and welcome back and welcome to the channel. So today what I'm working on and I'm hoping I could get some feedback on is revamping the Buy Hopi website. This website was created at the start of the pandemic in order to get more attention and more traffic and more customers to the Hopi artists living on and around the Hopi Nation in northeastern Arizona. During that time, the villages were closed to all non village members, and so a lot of the artists who rely on revenue from their arts and crafts were at a loss. They were devastated, and I thought that giving them more exposure and trying to get them some orders from online customers might help them regain some of that lost revenue. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm revamping an existing website. The old website, I didn't have enough control over the responsiveness when it came to the iPhone and browsing activity. So, what I did was I built the new site from scratch using VS Code, and I want to share it with you now and try to get some feedback from you so that I can improve the site before it goes live. So I'm just going to walk you through the existing pages and what I think needs work, and I hope that you can give me some insight from your experience and what you would like to see in order to get more attention and traffic to our Hopi artists. So we'll start with the homepage. We have the introduction here, and we have a beautiful piece from Delane Tutsi Chi. Here below that, we have a slider showcasing some silver, the overlay silver. This is from Hale Kehi from First Mesa. And below the slider, I need to work on the slider frequency of rotation and start time. It seems to be a little lagging, so if you could provide some insight into that. I do have the code that I need to go in and edit. And on the bottom of the first page, I wanted to put some information on some historical information on the three main categories that I'm particularly familiar with, being from the First Mesa area. So the first one would be Kachina dolls, and within this section, I would like this to link to a page that gives a history of Kachina dolls. And then the second image here is some pottery, and I'd like to link that to a page that gives some attention to that, the history of Kachina dolls. And the third is overlay silver. Silver is made in the various villages, and so I'd like to give some background information on that, along with some of the artists that produce this work. So the slider started working. Here's some pottery from the First Mesa area. So let's go to the next section. The next section is about, and this kind of gives a little bit of information on what I talked about earlier about why it was started, how to use the site, and just barely touches on the history of Kachina dolls. But like I said previously, the first page will have a dedicated page to the history of Kachina dolls, where we were recently, historically, and where we see it going in the future, along with some examples of various types of Kachina dolls that are made. The next page will be arts and stories. And this I'm trying to get more. This is the last page I'm working on before trying to figure out the kinks and with the flow of information. And so I have here, I thought maybe we would have a featured artist. Maybe monthly we'll do a featured artist with some of their works, some of the types of materials they use, the forms of art that they are able to produce, how to get in contact with them, how to support them, and basically to give them some customers. Historical data, this is not linked to a real page yet. Historical data, I kind of thought maybe we would delve into the more museum numbers from the government, facts and figures, maybe some information on how art was collected, documented, preserved, etc. I'm not sure yet, but please give me some information on what you think we should put in there, if it's even relevant, if it should belong on a whole different website by itself. Excuse me, sorry. Then the e-commerce. On this page, I envisioned a little bit of background on e-commerce for Hopi artists on and around the Hopi Nation, and kind of give maybe some links to artists that currently have their own websites with e-commerce opportunities, and maybe try to get more artists involved with this, because I think that if they have more avenues of revenue, then it makes it easier for them to grow their business, to become a way for collectors to buy directly from artists themselves, thereby bypassing the middlemen who seem to buy the art at a huge discount and mark it up in their own shops throughout the valley, throughout the U.S. and globally. So I kind of wanted to focus this on showcasing artists that do have their own websites or e-commerce platforms, and also try to maybe persuade artists that do not to maybe explore selling more online instead of relying on tourists to visit the Hopi Nation for that art, and to maybe persuade collectors from buying from galleries and instead go directly to the artists themselves, because you can not only get a personal connection with the art that you're purchasing, but you can also order custom pieces. Some of these artists, they're always willing to get a story from you and produce a piece of art that will have a special place in your home and in your art collection. So that's kind of what I envisioned here. And this last page would be just maybe a search page, how to find different types of art. I know some people make pieces of art that you can hang on your wall. Some make clothing, some make earrings. Just a place you can go to find what you're looking for. And if it's not available, which artists you might be able to contact to commission some art that you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for murals for your classroom or for a new healthcare facility, or you're looking for maybe some artwork that you can use on backpacks that you want to roll out for your classroom or customers or whatnot. So that's what I kind of envisioned for a Search the Collection, but of course I'm always open to suggestions and recommendations. And then finally we have the directory. The directory is what was on the old or existing Buy Hopi site, where it would have the artist and just a sample of some of their work. I know I would probably reach out to the artist directly and say, what piece of art would you like featured on the directory? Because, like for instance, Big Sky Soap, She's from the First Mesa area, Hopi Tewa, and she produces soaps and other skincare products that are made from using ingredients from the Hopi Nation. So what I wanted to do was have an image that these artists want to have featured, and when you click on the image, it would take you to their page, which would have samples of their work along with a little bit of information about the artist, such as what village they're from, their clan, and the best way to get a hold of them. It would have the information that they would like to make available for potential customers. Some prefer to be contacted by phone, some want to use just strictly social media, and some others are open to all forms of communication. And so, like for Mesa Media, that's a Hopi nonprofit that produces language materials to teach the Hopi language, and they have their own website. So I would envision this going directly to their website so that the potential customers or people that are doing research or are interested in Hopi art and multimedia would go directly to the site and get that information there. And Mudhead Soaps is also a member from, I believe it's Third Mesa, or I think Third Mesa. I'd have to brush up on that. Where she does skincare, different forms of soap products that are also sourced from the materials or ingredients are sourced from the Hopi Nation. So that's what I would like to have here. And then finally, a link here to Hopi Professional Services, which is a Hopi owned, women owned small business that offers a number of services, anything from consulting for small businesses or educational opportunities, professional development, creating an LLC, digital art, which includes illustrations, logos, graphics, and website hosting. So that is what I have on the website, and I'm hoping that you could please take a look and let me know what you think. Where can I improve? What information do you think would help drive more customers to the website and ultimately to the artists themselves so that our artists can get more customers and they'll have their pieces and collections around the world. This website is completely free. We host it. We add artists that want to be on there. We feature their work. We provide links to them, all at no charge. And this is just something that we wanted to do in order to support our artists. So please take a look around and provide some comments, feedback, and thank you very much. I look forward to reading your comments, and thank you again for supporting the Buy Hopi website and also my YouTube channel, Hopi Living in the City. Quoi?